kujua tu like financial literacy. Na every time left, right and center tunasikia financial literacy this, financial literacy that, but ninataka ku get into details. Nataka kujua vitu kama black tax. Tutazihandle aje? Yes, tunaongeleleanga black tax. Na black tax ni nini? Na away from like that, vitu zenye tumegrow tukijua kuhusu do, zinafanyanga maybe to handle do in a very certain way. So how do we unlearn these things? Come on. Today I have a guest, anaitwa Hilda. And I want her to like just introduce herself because she's the best in that particular field. Now Hilda, have your way. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Tracy. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Karibu sana.
So nice to be here.
Yes.
That's a very interesting topic that you're bringing up. And I'm hoping we are going to educate people out there and they're going to start understanding what is black tax,
yes,
how does it affect them, and so on and so forth.
Mimi kama kuna kitu ilikuwa imenishinda na hadi sasa I would say it's work in progress. Ni vitu kama budget, kujuanga how to say no, na kuset boundaries when it comes to my money. And I'm honestly still learning. Na since hii ni journey ninaanza, niko like, why don't I just work with someone mwenye like anaelewa hizi mambo? We work together, you guide me, you show me how now do I handle these finances? How do I get a budget? Literally badala ya kusema na mdomo cause nitasema nitatengeneza budget, then in the next few months niko like na budget ne adire ni orere direda yorere direda like gukoro serious na my finances todo no konde tureda gukura kibesha kana maybe on a wealth when it comes to things like generational wealth. These are things we have not talked about. So you want to know like how do we get by with these things? Kitu kama black tax ni kitu mimi kwangu imenisumbua sana. The moment unapatanga you want to send money home to your family members, and even when you don't have, you go to an extra mile of getting into debt. How do we handle these things, Hilda?
A very interesting question. So in finance, one of the most important thing is to have a budget. Because when you have a budget, then you're not going to fall into debts. And it is because you've allocated each and every amount of money to something very specific. So you need to budget and know how much does my rent cost? How much does my shopping cost? How much have I set aside for black tax? You know, how much have I set aside for my friends, for entertainment, miscellaneous?
Nafaa kukuwa na do kando nimeweka hii ya black tax.
Hey.
How do you get to such a point?
You need to get to such a point because you realize our parents might not have limits. So if we don't set the limits ourselves, then for them they won't have a limit. So kama kila wakati anakuitisha na wewe unatuma tu, yes, what is going to stop them from asking?
Kuna kumenyera na zoe inakuwa kamtindo.
Inakuwa ni kamtindo.
Yes.
Na ni watu kwa hivyo wataendelea tu kuitisha kila wakati.
Yes.
So you need to set aside every single month. The best strategy is to know. So natuma home wanatakanga nini. So the first thing is, do they have a house? Do they have food? Do they have a house help? So you need to also understand what are their needs and look at the most important needs for them. So si ati kila wakati kuna chama, kuna sijui nini, umeitishwa pesa ya nini. So first understand, cater for them basic needs.
Na niulize, so ukitoka kwa like let's say umetoka kwa very poor background, umetoka kwa background hata wazazi hata hawajiwezi, and you are now at a point where like sasa wewe financially ni kama ni wewe unaamusha kichwa. So how do you get to a point where this is not your whole responsibility, even if they are struggling? How do you get to a point like wana struggle but pia wewe unaweza have easy boundaries, even if like ni kama ku have different ways of handling money? Hata kama umeona ikihandoliwa in a certain way. So tutalanaje hizi vitu?
So it's in Africa it is very unfortunate because this is where most people pay black tax. Like in fact like over 90% of youths, they are affected by the issue of black tax. So let me first of all maybe define what black tax is. So black tax can be defined as this is the money you sent back home. Ile pesa unatoanga kila mwezi ama kila wiki na wengine kila siku unatumia mzazi, hiyo ndio inaitangwa paying black tax. So hiyo kuwasaidia kusurvive nini and it stems from the lack of planning mostly in Africa. So people don't plan for retirement. That is the root cause of black tax because for those who have planned for their retirement, they don't see the need to keep on maybe asking money from their children. So what is the root cause? It is the lack of financial planning. So they have not planned for their retirement. So that is why they have to keep on asking money from their children. They don't have anything. So unapata asubuhi ukianza kumnunulia maziwa, uanze kumkate, lunch, nini, gas, kila kitu mpaka jioni. And it is because they didn't plan for it. So that is one of the problems that is affecting us as Kenyans and generally Africans.